Got updates. Just in the process of blowing these carbs apart, taking all the pipes off. Not going to move the throttle position sensor. Many pipes. So they're over there now. Now then, if you do want to know how to do this sort of job properly, I suggest you go and watch Superbike Surgery, because that dude, you know, he's thorough. He knows what he's doing. You know, gonna split them now, which means this little screw here, which is a cross bolt, goes all the way through to that end. There's usually another one, but that's taking that up, that bar there, so that will come off. Then every one of these connections is O-rings. Trying to remember where they go. And every one of these little springy things, they pop off and fire themselves immediately across the garage, never to be seen again. So that is my next job. Then it can go in the fizzy fizzer, and then it can all be blown out and honed out with little tiny thingies. Gas welding, jet cleaning snozzles are quite good. But we'll clean it all up and we'll have a look-see. I found one broken O-ring so far. It was on this one. See how these are all clean? Don't know if you can see it in this light. Clean. This one had a load of, like, it was obviously blowing by through here. So, some sort of issue going on. Or the other thing that I noticed, you know that pipe that I said went out the front and pissed fuel everywhere? Well, I think that's something to do with the ram air now. I think that those pipes hook up with the air ducts, come in and pressurise the fuel in the fuel bowls a little bit when you're going fast to give more fuel whilst you're going fast. Anyway, these rusty little dudes will all come out piece of cake, and everything else will be perfectly fine. I'm not going to show you undoing it because it's just undoing stuff. If you want to see it done properly, go and see Superbike Surgery. Okay, so we got that one smoked apart fairly well. Screwdrivers. Anyway, bit of snot down there. Taking all the jets out, taking the thing out, taking the needle valve liftery thing out. That's all in there. Idle fuel air mixture control thing. That's down here. A little black thing there, that's the remnants of the O-ring that's supposed to go on that as well, so that's good. Everything else is in here. What does that look like? Dust. That's all alright. What does that look like? Is that looking good? Anyway, that can all go in there. New ones of them come in. That washer's a bit gimped as well. Anyway, 2.5 turns. Remember that? 2.5 turns. Let's turn that upside down, or the right way up, depending on your point of view. And let's take the lid off. Bear with. Oh, you're gripping the vice in the jaws of the thing, isn't it? Yeah. Just don't grip it very hard. You're not an idiot. Come on, Jay. A screwdriver from Sealy. Lovely. Look at that now. Lovely. Is it going to undo? Place your bets. Ready, go. Oh, yeah. Ready, place your bets. Oh, yeah. 3 for 3. Focus. Got to say focus. Focus. Focus on something different than that thing. Focus on that. Going to? Nope. Just wind that up as hard as you can. That's fine. Don't worry. Oh, yeah, beauty. That last one. Come on. Get it in the hole. A bit of hair around it or something. Right. Yes. Big spring under here. Can you hear that? That's lovely little delightful kiddies playing in the park. And they just scream at their lungs out. Oh well, they're having fun. So am I, in here. Oh, missed one, missed one. Huh? What are you doing? You're trying to do it one-handed whilst cameraing. This is no superbike surgery. I keep saying that, but he's good. Spring goes in there. Diaphragm. What is that little dude there? Yeah, that's there for a reason. Come on. Thank you. Come on. Out you come. Slide. Needle. Good. Check that for leaks in a minute, splits, tears, all that sort of nonsense. And that's the inside of there. Whoop. Whoop. So that leg, the leg, that I'll go in there with all of that. Wonderful. Repeat ×4. You thought I'd forgotten to take the cut-off valve and the choke out, didn't you? Well, I haven't. So, take that black plastic thing out without cracking it, use a big socket, and then take those two little screws out without rounding them off, and then there'll be a little diaphragm thing underneath there. We'll take that out as well. Then we'll give it all a big clean up. Okay, it's rebuild day. We've got kits. We've got little things that you poke out the things with. Not the jets, you idiot. The drillings, you know. Got all of that. Got T-strainers, because Jim says get T-strainers. What a good chap he is. You fill those up. Never see that again. You fill them up with all the little bits and bobs and get them in the fizzy bath of death. That's nice. We've got all the essentials. This hammer is my favourite hammer. So he's got a bottle opener on the end. So that works like that. Nice. And we've filled that up with carb cleaner. Bzz. That's blowout. Blowout. Got the airline. And we'll put it all back together again, like Humpty Dumpty. Brilliant. Today's recommended carb assembly fluid is Ashai. Ashai. Oh, it's fizzy. Pardon me. Right, box of bits. Let's get to it. They've even got new stuff, look. Box of bits. Box of bits. Try and do this in an organised manner. But first of all, try and see if they are the right things. Because, you know, you've bought them off the internet, so they're bound to be wrong. Does that look right to you? Or does that look massively wrong to you? Why is it that anything you buy off the internet is always wrong? Unless, of course, it goes that way. Well, that might be it. Okay, I take it back. I take it back. Yeah. 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 Right. Like this little chappy out. I haven't cleaned in underneath this one. Jim would be telling me off. Hey. Hey. Look at the goop. Now, it was only watching Jim. I thought, oh, I'll change them. It made me feel bad. Never changed one of these in my life. Never had it leak ever. Even the little cardboardy ones. Don't you snap, I might need to use you again. What's it glued in with? Ugh. Keep that safe for a minute. These little dental picks are quite handy for this sort of thing. Get right into the corners, look. Make yourself feel better by giving them a gentle scrape out. Ask yourself, that's busy beer, is it worth it? Yeah, that's a good job. Happy with that. Right, where's my blow off go? Here it is. Leaks. You hear that? Leaking. That's annoying, isn't it? Blowing off now. This is the new one. Yes, yes, yes. Press it in. It's not symmetrical, that's why I thought it wasn't the right one. But it'll do, pig, it'll do. Do-do-do-do. What's that special grease that Jim uses? Special. Oh no, corner's missing there. That sort of thing is what's going to trip you up. Because it just won't seat nice. Then you'd be sat there forever going, why should I hadn't bothered changing them when they didn't need changing? There, happy with that? Are you happy with that? Right. One. What else you got in here? Got that tiny little O-ring that I'm going to lose, so put that in there. We got this little dude that the Twitter hive mind told me what it was. It's the blanking plug for the air fuel mixture. So whoever made that and spent time and made the dye and the, you know, all of that, thanks, but you wasted your time not using it. These are the seats for these. Whip, whip, whip. Yes, with me. Hold that thought a minute. Over here somewhere, in my bag of tea leaves. Whoop. Got the old one and the old one. Come here, little fishy. Right, good. That one looks like that. But this has got a little gauzy filter on the end of it. See that? Now that gauzy filter is about that far away from the main filter before the fuel pump. What's the point in that then? Are they the same? No. But as long as they're the same diameter, that'll be fine. But don't throw the old ones out just yet, because, you know, look. Why was the carb overfilling? Well, is it because that can't slide up and down in there nicely? Stuck open. Right. I'll put some of Jim's special fluid around there, and then get my big hammer and beat that into there as hard as I possibly can. That'll be okay. And all the jets and stuff can go back in. Seriously, if you want to watch somebody do it properly, go and watch Jim's channel, because I'm just going to throw this back together. You're happy to stay and watch, but it's quick and easy. Bear with it, I'm going to have another swig and then get back onto it. Etc. And the thing with these little jets is you've got to get them to the right torque setting. So I've just nipped it up, but in order to make sure it doesn't leak, what I need to do is first of all get the 3/4 drive set, then step that down to 3/8, then down to 1/4, and then I can really wind it on. Right, let's just get that in there. Right, that's that smoked on nicely, and that won't come undone now. Perfect. Okay, so with that nice and tight, we can carry on with the jets. Can you see through there? Let me just get this big set of gas welding nozzle cleaners out. And then what you do with these, see they're all different sizes, you just ream that jet out as hard as you possibly can. Yeah, you don't know it's clean until there's, you know, brass dust left on the bench. So make sure you give them a really good clean out. That goes into there. And again, you don't want to be using one of these tiny screwdrivers. You want to find the biggest screwdriver that you can, which is probably 200 years old, and then really go to town on them jets. Right, that one won't be going undone anytime soon. Perfect. This is your little pilot jet. This is your idle circuit jet. That drops in that tiny little hole in there. I might zoom in. Bear with. Look, I'm editing as I go. Zoom. Oh, hang on. Zoom. Look. Oh, you're fully zoomed. That goes in there. Whee! And then find a screwdriver that fits it. And then just do that up as hard as you possibly can. Yeah, feel it nipping into the end, and then get a good grip on it. And there, perfect. You don't want them coming undone, see? Right, zoom out. Whoop, perfect. And this little dude goes in there. But what I will do is find some special grease a minute. Something like this. Here we go, up on this shelf. This is the perfect stuff for putting carbs together. Molybdenum disulfide grease, molybdenum disulfide, sorry. This is the stuff for putting your little tiny jets back in your carb with. It's a bit messy, so I'll only use a tiny bit of that. And then that will just help the O-ring slip into there. Just nice. Okay. Once we've done that, we can look at this bit, which is our air metering valve, or the mixture valve, or whatever you want to call it. It's got a tiny little needle at the end. It comes with a tiny little, don't fall on the floor, I'll never find you ever again, washer. Okay, and then remember that other little tiny washer that I had earlier. Let's hope that's the right washer for this. It's only a guess, it came in the kit. Is it? Is it? Yes. So then all of that can go up in there nicely. This is where that little washer falls off inside and you can't see that it's fallen off. And you wonder why you can't set the mixture up on your bike nicely. In we go. In we go. All the way in till it snugs up. You'll feel it go tight there, tight. Then remember how many turns it was out. Can you remember? No. Where's my pen gone? There it is. Such great camera work. You're amazing. Stop waffling. Stop waffling, Neil. Draw a line on there. Right, you don't want to see me doing this, do you? Go, it's taking too long now, this video. Panic. Anyway, what I'll do is I'll put a link up in this. I won't put a link up into this corner for you to see anything else related to this. Nobody ever does that, do they? Anyway, I'll just mark my screwdriver so I can count easier. Back it out. 1. Back it out twice. That's good enough for now. Lovely. That. Oh, I've never seen that again. This is the drain bungy thing for this one. That goes in there. Nice. Get these little funnels that go over the top of them. Like that. Look. Lovely. Okay, that's on, that's on, that's on. Happy with that. Right, let's get this valve in. Let me get some grease a minute. Where did I put that? Okay, so I've greased that one up with the moly disulfide grease. Put that one in. Nice. Next job. Can you remember how you took it apart? No. It'll be the float bowls. That little pivoty thing goes in there. No, it's not. That's not the next job. My goodness, you're gonna have a disaster on your hands one of these days. Zoom out. Look how nicely I tidied everything up. Look, it's like a proper YouTuber. Right. This little dude, with your JIS screwdriver, I'll have you know, holds the needle valve. What do you call them? Things, valves, whatever, in place. Squeeze that down. Just smoke that down in as hard as you possibly can. That's what that needs. And this one dangles on there. Just hook him over. Dangle him on there. Yeah, I'm getting so old I can't see anything these days. I refuse to just strip by feel instead. That's better. Yeah, no, yeah? No. Stick your tongue out, that helps. There, see? Perfect. Guide that in. Oh, beautiful. Oh, it just goes in. Look at that. Did you see how that just went in? So then what you got to do is remember which one of these screws was for that. And there's a cunning plan. Zoom out. So when I said these screws, you don't have a clue what I was on about. These screws, hold that in. Look down here. Zoom, zoom. Look down here some more. That's a dirty one. That's a dirty one. That's a clean one. They're all the same, but the clean one must be the inside one, don't you think? Yes. Make sure that that's all in there, fitting nicely. Okay, it's got a pivot. It just sits there and pivots nicely. I'm thinking the same as you. I'm thinking, why doesn't the one with the big washer sit up here? It doesn't need to, not really. That's in there as hard as it needs to be. You could do the whole float height testing thing if you wanted to. How do you do that? You do this sort of thing, don't you? Or do that sort of thing, and you measure it from somewhere. Just understand it's going to be fine, and it'll be fine. Right, choke. No, not like that, you pervs. Choke assembly's been through the machine. There's a tiny little hole on the side here somewhere. You can't see it. If you can see it, it's too small to see. That's all alright. Try and remember where this goes. It was tucked into a corner somewhere, right in there. Look. Nice. Might just give that a tiny, tiny squirt of the angel piss. Whoop. Tiny. Psh. That's all. Just because it slides, you know. Lovely. That can go in there. Say it with me. Lovely. You want an 11mm deep socket for that. Now, That did exist in this garage at some point. What's that one? That's 8. That's a 10. It could be anywhere now. What's that one? It's a 9. That's good. What's that one? It's a 13. Bear with. Does this happen in anybody else's garage? You put something down and then it just fucks off from existence and it's fucking gone. I had it yesterday. It was here somewhere. It was there all the time. Did you know it was there? Why couldn't I see that? Anyway. It doesn't change the fact that things still do just evaporate completely from this garage. Might not even be an 11 anyway, might be a 12. It's somewhere between 11 and 12. 11 and a half? $12. Thought 11 was a bit odd. Problem with it, where's my 12 gone? Don't do that to me. Does a 12, 12. See how they're recessed in? Why do they do that? So you put them on, they only just grip. Just. About half a mil. So get them on the lathe, because we've all got one of them, and just shave that chamfer off so it's nice and square. Or go careful. There's also not a lot of space up in here for your socket to sit on. See that one in there? So you need a really thin socket. Because you've got to smoke these in really hard and put some Loctite on as well. Super glue if you haven't got Loctite. Yep. See, you can't get to it now because it's just too tucked in. So you need a massive, you need like a paper thin socket with a square edge to get them. I'm putting my 12 on the back of the vise. Don't lose where that is. Ew, why is it so awkward? Stop being awkward. Can't get to it, is why. Just do up. Help me understand. Cool. You know those socket sets you get for, you know, out of a Christmas cracker? Always keep them, because you never know when the pissy little sockets are going to come in handy. Nip, nip. Nip, 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 nip. Lush. What's next? Done the inside bits yet? Done that bit, done that bit, done that bit. Could put that bit on. No reason why I can't put that bit on, is there? Nope, no reason whatsoever. That looks much better. So that goes like that. And then you say to yourself, well, what screws are they? And it's probably these. There's only 3 of these, because the 4th one is for like is part of the whole other process. What am I trying to say? I don't know. You're waffling, Jim. Or I've lost one of the screws in the fizzy bath of death. But it'll make itself known when it's time. You're all looking at that thinking, you've forgotten to put something in there. Probably have. Can you even see what I'm doing? Zoom out a bit. Screwdriver, see? Whoop. Right. Screwdriver. Get yourself a nice JIS screwdriver. I'm not doing them up tight because I need the 3rd one, 4th one, 2nd one, whatever. Let's spin it around the other way. What goes in a place like this? Well, this dude does. The little flappy, you know, the the Dutch cap, that goes in. Don't lose the little tiny air bleedy valve. Can you see that little tiny brass thing there behind my finger? That goes in that tiny little slot there. Can you see it? Orifice. Everybody say it with me now. Orifice. Orifices. Nice. That just goes in there. It just sort of rests there. Like it? That's good. So, thingy thing, needly thing, they all go together somehow. I think that one, did that go in that way or did that go in this way? I think that went in. No, I can't remember, see? Definitely went in that way. These are weird as well. They've usually got little clips on them to adjust the height. This is like solid. So how do you adjust the height on that? These little octopus legs, do they click into the rubbery doodad in a different way to give you the height? You don't know. That goes in, it's in there, see it's in there now. It's in there. And that one goes in. That probably clips in there somehow. If I was to read the manual, I'd know. There's probably a special tool to set the height of these, because that retaining clip retains nothing as far as I can see, unless it's the spring that retains the clip which retains the thing. That would make sense. I'm just pointing out to you that even an idiot can do carbs. Doing them well is a different story. But don't let that stop you. Make sure your little tangy thing lines up with the little thing. Okay. I've no idea how to set that needle height, so I'm just throwing it in for now. I'm not getting that caught because it's clearly in the wrong place. That's better. That's better. That one. Jim would put new ones of these on because these look scabby and horrible. Do you know how much those screws are each? Each! £4.16 each. There's 16 of them. Do you know where they live? They live up under the tank. You'll never ever see them again. Do they work when they're a bit rusty? Yep. Nice. Last bits on my desk here. Can you see? Lean forwards. Thing, diaphragm spring thing. Now then, there's a tiny square section O-ring that fits over that hole. That hole joins up with that hole there. Okay. This is where you need to get your bestest, most finest files. Nice. Oh, it's stuck. Thinner than that. That one? That's just a poker. I always wonder, what do they do and why are they so tiny? Yeah, that's like a technical term, a gnat's cock. Does something though, otherwise it wouldn't be there. Operates this little valve in here. That pushes up and down nice and free. Another drilling there. Goes off into that direction. Up onto the top. Okay, it's all linked. But I'm still waiting on the little square section O-rings that go in there. So I'm going to replace them. Not replace the diaphragms, clean them up a bit because scabby. That goes in there like that. Ding, 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 ding. Boop, 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 boop. And stuff happens when you do things. You don't need to know what. Just understand that it needs to be all sealed up. That big spring lives on top of it, so it's quite a hefty spring that. Pushing down. And that is a Heath Robinson carb rebuild. Right? Just keep doing that. And you'll be fine. We've got updates. That one's done, that one's done, that one's done, that one's done. Got some spares, you know, do all them wee parts, don't you? You know, things that are just left over. Don't need that anymore. Anyway, they're all, well, not quite finished yet. I'm still waiting on some seals for the little dudes here. So, it's not finished. Pipes, stuff, more pipes to sort out. Then we can bolt them all back together again. So, if anybody wants a tease strainer for your Sonic the Hedgehog tank, then give us a shout. I've got shitloads of them. Anyway, time for some more beers. Catch you in the next one. Yeah, well, yeah, bye.